Good Friday, and this is the first Good Friday I have worked in 10 plus years. But I'm honored to be with Jim Urio here from the Futures Ed podcast. And where can we watch or see your podcast?
So it's on all the different platforms: YouTube, Apple, Twitter. We release it. Comes out once a week. It's really amazing the support we've gotten on it. It gets like 80,000 views an episode, and we just launched it about a year ago. So we're really happy about the path it's going. Which, something funny about it, it started out being a strictly financial, 60-70% economics, trading, finance, but
now you're doing Who Wears It Better?
But now we've gone into health quite a bit. We've had like 5 of the top cancer doctors, the guy who wrote the book, The Lies I Taught in Medical School, who's a professor at UCLA in the medical school. He came on and did a great show about standard American diet, because I believe it's a huge economic problem, the metabolic dysfunction thing that's happening in our country. Mm-hmm. So that's what opened the door for me to have that on. But it's morphed into like probably 30% of the shows are about health. And it's some amazing episodes. Not because of us. We ask a question.
Well, I think it sounds like you're. It's okay to toot your own horn.
I like to pretend I'm not tooting my own horn when I really am.
All right. Well, that's Futures Edge podcast, and then you're also a contributor to WirePoints.org.
It's the work those guys do is good work. I hope it continues.
They've got to keep fighting. And another fighter is always Willie Wilson, Dr. Willie Wilson. You may remember him because he ran for mayor, but he's also a humanitarian and a businessman, and he joins us now on our Turnkey.pro answer line because, Dr. Wilson, you have another gas and grocery giveaway this weekend.
Well, yes, we have. And good morning, good Friday to both of you guys.
Thank you.
There. We do have it tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., and that will run with the food and the grocery, and then we have another one by about 3 o'clock at a church for our senior citizen that, can't get out and stand that long or have a car. So that'll be at 3 o'clock at a separate church. And then we'll finish it off for Good Friday all the way to Easter Sunday. And we'll have one out in Joliet, Illinois. And then from there, I guess that'll be pretty much it until the following week. We are in Orlando, Florida, and Tampa, helping those churches down as well.
Oh, really? So how much can a person get in gas and receive in groceries? And do they have to prove that they're in need of anything, or do they just have to wait in line?
Just wait in line, that's all. We don't check ID or nothing. I mean, if you're a human being, then that's all it takes. And the gasoline is $50, and then the groceries are like $25 that we've been doing. And sometimes we change it according to the numbers of people. And sometimes a lot of people can't get in line. They don't get the gas. So I turn around and come back and say, well, meet me at the church next 2 weeks where I'm going to be at, and we'll try to help you guys out that way too.
And where can we find a list of these, the gas giveaways and... a list of the locations is what I meant to say.
Well, just go to Willie Wilson Facebook. Everything's laid out right there, and you'll see the different locations in your area, and you can just line up and your senior citizen just come that day at the church. When you inbox it for the senior citizen, you need to inbox it for that. So that church on a whole about 1,000 people, at that church.
Willie, it's Jim. It's very nice to meet you, and it sounds like you're doing God's work, which is amazing. Tell me this: and I asked this for a couple of reasons. One, because I'm very interested in the funding part of it. Are you having a difficult time raising funds in this environment? Are people willing to contribute to this to redirect it to these people who you're giving it away to?
Mm-hmm. I never raise money. I use my own money. I never raise money with fundraising. Never have.
Okay.
Oh, and why do you continue to do this? Because there was one gas giveaway. I think it was the first time, Dr. Wilson, that I actually went out and I pumped gas for a while, and people were so appreciative, and I made sure every last drop got into that tank.
Yeah, I pump gas too.
Yeah.
Well, it's amazing.
But I mean, what are you hearing back from the people that you're helping?
Well, they thank fundraiser. Some people run out of gas right when they get there because they've been sitting all night waiting, and so we just take the cars and all of us, and we push them up to the gas tank, you know,
Wow.
and then take them to do that. It is a way. I've always been given. Most people always say that, hey, I've been doing this just because I was running for mayor, but I've been to do this and did it all around the United States, and I've been doing this for over the last 20 or some years, you know. So I've been quiet there, but everything is documented. We kind of be on our Facebook and show it, and we just never had anything ourselves, so we just whatever we make, we give away now, 100%. Whatever we make in our personal life, we give it away.
I want to apologize too, because I did think that, because the only news story I ever heard about your operation was when you were running for mayor, and I did think that at the time, and I apologize for that. Hearing you talk about what you're doing now, I feel stupid having thought that. So well done. No, because I mean, the media. I personally think we should shine more light on this, and I actually think if you wanted to expand it to have somewhere you were raising funds other places too, I think that would be a completely good thing to do for too. But I know I don't. I mean, not trying to tell you how to run your operation, but I do. I appreciate what you do.
Well, I think that if you look at my kind of situation like this here, you look at today is Good Friday, and of course Sunday is Easter, and we look at it this way: look, Jesus died for us, didn't charge us anything, you know, and so what we have, we don't own it; it's His, and so we must be good, I say, stewards of Him and obedient to Him and give back like He asked us to help the needy. And so God bless us from only making, I was 13 years down south without a paycheck in the shell trapper. And to get to where I'm at today, I didn't get that just on my own. And so we must give back. I'm compelled to do it.
Love it.
Wow. So, and were you, at one point in time, were you picking cotton?
Yeah, I picked cotton for 13 years and didn't get paid a penny.
You didn't get paid a penny?
Mm-hmm. Me and my 11 sister and brother and my mother and father, of course, we were sharecropper, and I ran away from home at 13, and we only got a 7th grade education and went to school for 3 months or 2.5 months out of a year, and that was it. And so we just, Mama told us keep the faith in the Lord, and we went out there and worked hard and kept it going and to where we are today.
Wow. And then tell us how you came to Chicago and how you started in the business called McDonald's.
Well, I got Chicago from running away from home to Delray Beach, Florida, from there to Mexico, Florida, and then Miami. Used to work on Miami Beach and washing dishes, and down in Mexico and Delray Beach picking butter beans. And then we came through, hit tough time there, and got to Chicago and worked hard in a job, and finally got a job at McDonald's. And got a job at McDonald's and worked 10 years. 5 of those years didn't take a day off.
Wow.
And then I messed around after the 10 years. I asked the founder of McDonald's, Ray Kroc, for an opportunity. And he gave me an opportunity the first year, and first 2.5 years, not even having the money, you know. I just asked him, and he nice enough to give it to me, and I told him I'll pay him back. And then we didn't have to do that, so I got 5 McDonald's in 2.5 years, and later I sold those, and McDonald's and customer mine now I'm suppliers of McDonald's, like those final gloves and can liners. I do them pretty much 7%, 75% of all the stores in the United States, plus in China, Malaysia, Cambodia, all those different places we ship to. So that's how I kind of like guided McDonald's. Just work hard, you know. And
how did you have the chutzpah to go up to Ray Kroc and talk to him? And wasn't that intimidating?
No, because when you're at the bottom, ain't got nothing. You can gain by anything you get, you gain.
Yeah, but I'm sure you're one of hundreds of people, or maybe thousands, that have asked him for favors over the years. Why did he pick you?
Well, I worked 10 years in McDonald's system. And when I went up to him, one thing about Ray Kroc, at that particular time when he asked me what was I from, and I told him Louisiana, sharecropper, and he said that, well, what do you do? And I told him what I did, and had been 10 years there, and come to find out, Ray Kroc didn't get a high school education himself, he said, so he related to myself, and we talked, and he took me to his office, and it just started from there. I didn't have anything to lose because I didn't have anything. I was at the bottom.
Yeah.
And so I told you got nothing to lose. You got to have confidence. But I did have faith, though. I kept my faith. When my mother taught me down south about Jesus Christ, I kept my faith. But I know even with faith, sometimes you lose that too. But I had nothing to lose, so I figured I had everything to gain, and I gained.
Wow.
That's awesome.
No, I know. And you've got such a wonderful big heart, and we can't thank you enough. Because again, if you want to see God's work in action, you go to these locations where they're handing out groceries or gas, and people are so appreciative because we're still not back to where we used to be with the buying power. At least I'm not. Alexi Giannoulias is raised changing subjects here, $3.7 million for the 2027 mayoral run. Susana Mendoza, 1.3. Brandon Johnson, 1.1. Bill Conway's in there. Ana Valencia. Are you planning on running for mayor in 2027?
No, I've always kept my option open. I really don't know. Be honest with you, I now I'm based around the country, giving and speaking and with my band and things of that nature. I always leave everything open because of the fact that if I can help anybody, then I'll do it. I don't ever want to get paid financially no more because we okay whatever do we give away anyway. So I'm just out here by trying to help whatever way I say this here that the Spirit lead me to do. I would do it, and I'll do it with confidence because even though I ran for mayor a few times before, I still didn't lose because my heart went in a way of I could bring up question and things and talk freely that somebody else couldn't say. So I still won from a spiritual standpoint of view.
So can I
always look at life.
Quick question for you, Dr. Wilson. And again, I reiterate how impressed I am with everything you said so far. If you ran for mayor again, because it seemed to me, Brandon Johnson has some of the lowest approval ratings we've ever seen of a mayor.
6%.
Which I'm surprised. Who are those 6%? Is that his family? Those 6%? Because
this is they work
absurd.
For him.
Yes, but crime is a huge issue, obviously. And when Paul Vallis was running too, I suggested to his campaign that we just go and do a buy-up on the blue line or the red line and those public transportation that have become in some ways homeless encampments, which is such a great shame. But what would your plan be to try to handle the crime problem in Chicago?
Well, I always have said this. I think you gotta, as I say, take the handcuffs, off the police officer and let them do their job. I know they're good and bad. In everybody, we find that. But you need to really communicate a lot more closer with the police officer and also the community in terms of this is what we must do to protect the citizen. Because people get out here to lose their life. Like I lost a son who was 20 years old to gun violence.
Jeez.
And so nobody found it, would get out there like police officers and this and that, and people get killed. They walk around and do nothing. But so you have to kind of like train the police officer well. They're already trained, but you have to also train the new one that comes in, and you must give them some leeway and stay close communication. Violence must stop. And I always said, look, it will stop. And look, I'm from the community. And I can tell you one thing, I know kind of a lot of things that they do out there, but I think the biggest thing is that working with the police officer, working with the community, I had some of the police officers come with me and call me up and said, can I work with you guys on giving away the gasoline and the food? I said, sure. And they was out there and they received a lot of praise from the community. I think more involvement helped with that. I think economic, you got to be fair with the dollars that the community spend, reinvest that back into trade, and train the people to be able to get good job, good paying job. Focus in that particular situation there because business would never survive with high crime because people won't come. It's just the crime is high.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a good trade and don't get paid good dollar, that leads to crime and jail. So we got to focus on the economic. And I still think this day you still got to give tax to the business in order to be able to be competitive with the international business that comes in, like the China and other places like that give bricks and things of that nature. You must do the same thing here and support your business and that create jobs to keep the business from going overseas and elsewhere. It helps. You got to do business with people internationally because we only 5% of the world, United States is, and we can't be on an island by ourselves. But it's just how you do what you do and what you know how to do, but keep the relationship and you can make it get there, and it gives you a win-win situation. Everybody has to win. The community and the politician and everyone in church has to take them win.
All right, Dr. Willie Wilson, we're going to have to leave it there. Gas and grocery giveaway this weekend, this Saturday, which is tomorrow, correct? And if you want to know the location and times, just go to Willie Wilson's Facebook page. All the information is there for you. So thank you so much, Dr. Wilson, as always, for joining us, and God bless.
God bless you guys. Thanks much, and happy Easter, and Jesus has risen.
Yes, he has on Sunday. God bless. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Connect with Dan and Amy on the AM 560 The Answer mobile app. Just text the word app to 64636 to download the app today.
It's Dr. David Kolbaba.
Hey guys, it's not enough to manipulate your testosterone by getting those shots. Did you ever stop to ask, why is my testosterone level so low anyway? Well, if you're a Y guy like me, I've got something for you to think about. Hormone levels get skewed not with age. Hormones get skewed by poor lifestyle habits. Our male hormone test can help us find the why behind your male hormone challenges. So give us a call and get your male hormone test today. Pumping hormones into your bloodstream is not the answer, not without the many health risks associated. Stop tampering with your hormones, because if you don't, you'll probably live long enough to regret it. So from one Y guy to another Y guy, let's get her done the right way, the only way, taking more natural steps towards healthy hormone balance and performance today. It's our male hormone test. No blood, just spit. Call 800-794-1855. That's 800-794-1855. It's Health Quest Radio with me, Dr. David Kolbaba, this Saturday morning at 11.
This year, Holy Week is the same week for Christians and Jews. Passover commemorates the great exodus of the Jews from Egypt. For Christians, Holy Week begins on Palm Sunday, April 13th, when Jesus rode a donkey into Jerusalem and crowds waved palm branches and cheered Hosanna, loosely, a praise of save now. Just 4 days later, on Holy Thursday, Jesus and his disciples took part in their last Passover together. This Last Supper is when Jesus was betrayed and falsely convicted. The next day, Good Friday, Jesus was hung on the cross and died. John 1,